A long time ago, humans thought they were alone in the universe, but they were wrong. Far beyond the stars, many alien species had already formed a great council. It was called the Death World Council, and it ruled over space. This council had one job: to judge if new species were strong enough to join the galactic community. When they found Earth, the council was shocked. Earth was one of the most dangerous planets they had ever seen. Volcanoes, earthquakes, deadly animals, storms, ice, heat, and disease. It was full of danger. The council called Earth a death world, a place where life shouldn't even be possible. But somehow humans were alive. Not just alive. They had built cities, flown planes, crossed oceans, and reached space. The council became curious. How could a species from such a harsh planet survive? So they decided to test humanity. These were not normal tests. The council sent hard challenges: mind traps, deadly puzzles, extreme environments, and even creatures from other worlds. They wanted to see if humans would give up or fall apart. But humans did not. They worked together. They learned fast. They used their creativity, their stubbornness, and their will to live. When one human fell, others helped them up. When the situation looked hopeless, they kept fighting. The council watched in silence. This strange, fragile-looking species had something special: endurance. No matter how hard the trial, humanity found a way to survive. At the end of the tests, the Death World Council could not deny the truth. Humanity had passed. They were survivors, stronger than they looked, and far more dangerous than anyone expected. Humanity had faced the trials of the Death World Council, and they had survived. Would you like part 2 next, also in about 300 words? You said part 2 explain in 300-word. ChatGPT said, of course. Here's part 2, earning respect, written in simple language and around 300 words. Part 2, earning respect. After passing the deadly tests, humanity was allowed to join the galaxy. But they didn't start at the top. The alien races still saw humans as strange, wild, and dangerous. Many thought humans were lucky, not strong. They were given low-ranking jobs. Some aliens even avoided them. But humans didn't complain. They had faced worse on Earth. Hard work and tough times were nothing new. So they got to work. Humans took every task seriously. In war zones, they were brave fighters. In broken space stations, they fixed machines no one else could. They helped sick aliens, explored dangerous planets, and offered new ideas in science and art. Other species began to notice something different about humans. They didn't give up. They didn't panic when things went wrong. And they didn't leave anyone behind. Even in the darkest places, humans brought hope. Some aliens began to respect them. They don't fear pain, one alien captain said. They've lived with it all their lives. Others said humans had strong hearts, soft but unbreakable. More and more, humans were asked to lead small missions, teach survival skills, and even speak for their colonies. They were no longer just members. They were becoming important. They also made friends. Where other species stayed apart, humans reached out. They shared food, stories, and songs. They made strange aliens feel welcome. Slowly, walls between species began to fall. In time, humanity was no longer seen as the Death World race. They were seen as problem solvers, protectors, and partners. The galaxy began to change, and humans, once looked down on, were rising. Let me know when you're ready for part 3, rising through the ranks, and I'll write that too. You said part 3 explain in 300-word. ChatGPT said, certainly. Here's part 3, rising through the ranks, expanded to approximately 300 words in simple language. Part 3, rising through the ranks. As humanity continued to prove its worth, their reputation across the galaxy began to shift. No longer seen as mere survivors of a dangerous world, humans were now recognized for their resilience, resourcefulness, and unwavering spirit. They were entrusted with more significant responsibilities. Humans led diplomatic missions, negotiated peace treaties, and served as mediators in interstellar conflicts. Their unique perspective, shaped by centuries of adversity on Earth, allowed them to approach problems with creativity and determination. In times of crisis, Humans were often the first to volunteer. Whether it was a natural disaster on a distant planet or a sudden outbreak of disease, human teams were there, working tirelessly to restore balance and order. Their military forces, once underestimated, became elite units known for their strategic brilliance and fearlessness. They were called upon to undertake missions that others deemed too perilous, and they succeeded where others might have failed. Over time, humans became integral members of the galactic community. They contributed to scientific advancements, shared their rich cultural heritage, and forged alliances that spanned star systems. The Deathworld Council, once skeptical of humanity's potential, now acknowledged their rise. Humans had not only survived the trials, but had excelled, earning their place among the stars. From the ashes of their tumultuous past, humanity had risen, not through sheer strength but through unity, perseverance, and an unyielding will to thrive.